Hello everyone. So in this particular video, we are going to learn about Git and GitHub. So from a data engineer perspective, what are the different use case and the scenario where we use a GitHub? Everything we are going to understand in this particular video. And the most important topic, how to raise a pull request in a production environment. This actually we are going to see with practically in this particular video. And this is the most important topic also which you should know, like how to raise a pull request in a production environment. So everything we are going to discuss. So let's start with a GitHub. What is a GitHub? So GitHub is nothing but it is a platform for hosting a code. So for a data engineer, GitHub is more than just a code repository. So what is GitHub? It is nothing but it is a one of the code repository where all your codes will be available into the one space. So this will be a one central repository and all your company's code will be available into this particular repository. It enables collaboration, automation, version control for the data pipeline and ETL processes for a data engineer. So let's understand the use case so that we'll get a better idea. So suppose you have created one data pipeline. What this data pipeline is doing? So for this data pipeline, I have written one script. What this script is doing? It is a reading a data from a source. It is a reading a data from a source and it is dumping the data into the target location. It is dumping the data into the target location. Now, so for that I have a one script and what actually I have done, this script I have saved into the my central repository and in the production it is working fine. Now I got a new requirement. What actually I have to add in the target location, right? I have to add a new column location. I have to add a new column location also, and that data also I want into this target location in the data pipeline. So in this case, what actually I will do, whatever the script which is running in a production environment, like I will take that script into my local machine. I'll do the changes. I'll do the testing in a QA environment, and again I will push the code into the production environment. So that's how actually we use a GitHub in a production environment. So our code will be available into the central repository. So from central repository, you have to take your that all the code into your local machine. You have to do all the changes. You have to test it, and after testing, again you have to push into the production so that in production table also it will be available. So that is the use case. That is the one of the use case. Now the second use case is like, suppose you are adding a new column and because of that some error is happening in a production environment. So what actually it helps, this GitHub helps for the version control. What is this version control? Suppose you have written this script for the first time, so the first version will be available. Suppose next time you have added you have done some changes into that script, so that second version also will be available. So it tried to store all the versioning of that particular script. Now because of this new, actually it is failing, right? So what actually you can do, anytime you can go into the previous version so that it will avoid any kind of the failure into the production. So it also helps in the versioning control. So you understand the use case, right? Next is like branching allows a different team member to work on separate feature. So your code will be available in a central repository. The multiple developer can work on the same time. So they can create a branch, different branch, and whatever the code they can do, and they can push into the repository. So that's how multiple member can work on the same time and on a different feature. So that's how actually this GitHub actually helps. So now let's see how to raise a pull request in a production environment. How to raise a pull request in production environment. So let's suppose you have joined any company. Let's take one example. Suppose you have joined one company. Now you have got one requirement. You had to add a new column. You had to add a new column into the data pipeline, and your code is available into the GitHub. Now what actually you have to do, you have to take your code, you have to take that code into your local machine. You have to add a new column, you have to do a testing in a QA, and again you have to push that code into the production. So that is the process, right? So let's see how actually we can do that. So let me show you my GitHub first. So I have created one GitHub, I have created one repository. In this project example is one of the repository. Now suppose in this particular repository I have all the code. As of now I have just uploaded one index.html file. So suppose this is the code which is available. Now I got a requirement, one requirement, this input type I had to remove. This input type I have to remove. So how actually we can remove that? That is my requirement. So what actually I will do? First I will take this all the code into my local machine. I'll try to do the changes and I will try to raise a pull request. So we are going to see how to raise a pull request in a production environment. So what actually I will do? For that we can download the Git bash download. Click on the Git bash download. Click on the download. Click on the Windows 64 GB Windows. This you should install first, and then we will see how actually we can take the code into our local machine. Now you can see it is downloaded, right? So you have to double click and you have to install that. Click on the next on the desktop. Click on the next next next. Use Git from a Git bash only. Next 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 next. Go back. Use a Windows style. Use a Unix style. So we'll select the Unix style. Next 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 next. Now it will be installed. Click on the finish. So I have installed the Git bash. What actually I have done, I have created one folder. In this particular folder, so whatever the code is available into my code repository, like I have to take this code into my local so that I can do the changes. So what I will do, I have created a folder. In this folder I will right click, and what I will do, I will click on the show more option. You can see open Git bash here. Once you will click on the open Git bash, right, it will open here only. Now after that what we have to do, so I have mentioned all the steps which is required to raise a pull request. So first is like, first you have to do all the setup, like you have to set up your email and the password. You have to set up your email and the username. So what you have to write, git config global user email, and after that you have to write your email address. I'll just copy it, come here, paste. After that you have to mention your email address. So I'll mention my email address, enter, and after that we also have to mention our username. So this also you copy. This is just for the setup, okay? Paste, and what is your username? So if I'll come to my repository, you can see this is my username, right? So I'll copy this, I'll mention this, paste, click on the OK. Now this one is done. Now one time setup is done. Now we'll come to the our folder. Now what we have to do, we have to take all the code which is available into this particular repository. How actually I can do that? I'll come into this particular folder. What I will do, I will first try to clone that whatever is available in repository, right? I will try to clone. So what I have to write, git clone, and this particular repository I want to clone. So click on this code, right? You can see https, copy this, and you have to come here, you have to paste it, click on the OK. Git clone and particular thing you have to do. Now if you'll go into that particular your local machine, right, you can see that whatever the code was available into GitHub, I have cloned into my local machine. Now what I had to do, you can see new folder got created, right? So first we have to go into this folder. So what I will write, cd project example. Now I am in under this project example. Now you can see this is showing a main is nothing but it is a branch. So whatever the code is available, right, that is this code is nothing but this is the main branch where all your code is production code is available. Now what you have to do, whenever you will do a changes, right, so for that you have to create a new branch and then only you have to do a change. So how to create a new branch? For that you have to write git branch and the branch name. So I will write a test. This is the branch I want to create. So you can see new branch test I have created, but still it is showing the main. Now to check what are the branches is available in your local. So what you can write, if you write git branch only, you can see what are the branches is available. You can see main branch is there and the test branch is there. We only do changes into the new branch whatever we create. So we have created a new branch by using a git branch and the test, right? Now to go into that particular branch, this test branch, how actually we can go that? You have to write git checkout and the particular branch name, git checkout and the test. If I'll do this, you can see now it is showing a test. Previously it was showing main, right? So previously I was in the main branch, but now I have changed into the test branch. So now I am in a test branch. Now whatever the changes I will do, right, that I will do into this particular branch only, and then I will raise a pull request. Now I will go into my folder. So you can see I created a new branch. I have checked out into that particular branch. I am in the test branch. Now I can do all the changes. So suppose this is the index.html file, right? This is the my code is available. Now what actually I want to do? I want to remove this particular code from here, and I will do the Control S. So I have saved that. Now if I show you, you can see I have removed the code from the in my local. Now after that, what you have to do, if you have a script that you can test in a Databricks or anywhere, then you can do a test. But as of now, this is a simple changes, right? So I have done the changes. Now what are the changes you have done? So you can see I'm in my test branch, right? So what are the changes you have done? For that you have to first write git status. This git status will tell like what are the file where you have done the changes. So you can see in index.html I have done the changes. Now what are the changes I have done into the index.html? To check that, what I will write, git diff ignore all space index.html. If I'll enter this, it will show me like these are the changes I have done. You can see in a red color, right? So this will show me these are the changes I have done. To go out, I will write wq. So git status will tell like what are the file where you have done the changes. Now git diff, it will tell like what are the changes you have done on that particular file. Okay. Now I have done the changes into this particular file index.html. Now after that, you can see it is in modified, it is in red color, right? First you had to add all the changes whatever you have done. So how actually we can add that? If you write git add and dot, whatever the changes you will do, right, and that will be added. So that you have to do. Now if you will check the git status, now you can see it is in green color. Now we can do commit. So what you have to write, git commit -m new changes in index.html index file. I am doing a commit. What I am writing, git commit -m new changes in the index file. If I'll enter this, you can see it got committed. If I'll check git status now, you can see on branch test nothing to commit, means everything whatever the changes, right, that is available into this particular test branch. Now after that, what you have to do, you have to raise a pull request. So whatever is available into this particular branch, right, whatever you have done the changes, you have to raise a pull request. So what you have to write, git push origin and a particular branch name, git push origin and the branch name. Now if you'll enter, it is asking me sign it with your browser. I will click on the authorized git ecosystem. Now you can see once you have done the authorization, right, here you can see it is giving me one URL. So that URL you have to select, click on the copy. Now you have to open into the new tab, that particular URL. So that is saying like create a pull request. So you have to raise a pull request. So whatever the changes you have done, you have to add into the description. You have to add a title and to whom you want to add a reviewer, like if anyone who approve your pull request, right, so that reviewer you can add from here. And after that you have to click on the create pull request. Now the pull request will be created. You can see pull request is created. Now whoever will review, right, they will try to first review and they will try to merge your pull request. Now if I'll go into the my particular repository, right, you can see it is saying like this particular branch test had recently pushed. So whatever whoever will be admin, right, they will compare whatever the changes you have done and they will approve it. Now if you go into the file changes, what is the pull request I have done, this red color, right, this all actually I am removing from the code. So that is the pull request I have raised it. So what are the steps we have followed? So try to do a practice, it is simple only. What you have to do, first you have to clone all the code into your local machine. You have to create a new branch by using a git branch and branch name. You have to go into that particular branch and you have to do all the changes. Then you have to check what are the changes you have done, git status. On that particular file, what are the changes you have done, you can use a git diff command, and after that you have to add that git add dot you have to write, so that all the file will be added. And after that you have to do a commit, and after that you have to raise a push, and then you can, in a browser, you can raise a pull request. So these are the steps. Try to do practice. It's very simple, and definitely it will help you a lot in your whenever you will work for any company where you have to raise a pull request.